What do you do to actively apply the ideas you get from working closely to other people? So, this live is about 10 ideas how to improve your live videos by working on it consistently. So, check it out. I just wanted to share my 10 ideas about going live consistently and especially getting the ideas from working closely with Evan Carmichael. He also has this gaming channel and he's gaming a couple of times a week, and that's the moment that I can ask him questions. So he asked me today, what did you get out of it so far? Because I told him it was the 15th live with Michael Hotmel from Wheels and Warriors, and that we did Focalize So You'll Rise. I mean, 4 months. Wow. Anyway, the first thing, preparation. Michael and I have decided that the weekend prior to us going live, which is on Monday, that we actually prepare, like, okay, what are we going to talk about, who's doing a story. And I also want the statement out there. I usually make a post for Instagram, which I later can also use for YouTube as a thumbnail. And lately I've also been doing shorts, so preparation is key. Number 2, thumbnails. Oh my god, thumbnails. That's the hardest thing. So those thumbnails are those little things that you see when you watch YouTube. So when you see an overview of videos, then there are those thumbnails. And, well, they have to be recognizable and they have to be readable. So letters, the font has to be big enough, and then there has to be a picture, and it cannot always be the same one. So I usually use a picture from the live I've done, and that's what I added. Number 3, handouts. Well, actually, for the live today, I made this handout. It's going to be a little bit different when I actually give it to people. But since I prepare and I come up with those statements, I also do those handouts. Well, I can easily just give them to people, so that's the good thing. Number 4, statements. Today I came up with the statement. Let's see. Most people don't appreciate life till they can no longer live it. So the goal of the statement is to capture people's attention. And for those who were there from the beginning, I actually did a statement starting right now. Number 5, title. I didn't realize that there was so much to do about a title, like 10 ideas of why, how. Well, basically there has to be a number in it. And oh my god, I didn't know YouTube could be that complex. Then teaming up. I've been teaming up a lot with Michael. We are consistent, going live every week. And occasionally I have the pleasure of teaming up with Cheeky Joe too. I always love going live with her. And recently we got joined by Mariella Lunetta. That was cool too. But Michael and I are a consistent team. We go live every Monday. And that's pretty cool. And yeah, I know you're there, Joe. And the thing is, I'm so not good at letting go of control. And I'm learning to ask Michael, okay, what are you thinking about? Can you come up with a number of ideas? All that stuff. So it's really becoming a partnership. And that's good. Number 7, shorts. Shorts like this, shorts on TikTok, shorts reels, shorts telling about this is what my life is going to be about next Monday or next Wednesday. shorts all over the place, little clips from the lives I have actually done. Just recently, I used a clip with Mariella Lunetta. She's got this 5-year-old with special needs, and the TV was on, and there was this loud scream over 1,000 hertz, and I was wearing my headphones, so it went straight into my brain, and I was like, you actually can see me shrink in it. So I edited it out, and then I repeated it again, and then with the sound. And I have to say, kudos to all those people out there who actually take the time. Well, it's not like you can take the time. I mean, you're taking care of people or you're not. And especially with the little ones, I realize that you don't have a choice. But I applaud those people who do. And Laura is watching too. And I'm pretty sure that in the previous live, she actually said she's taking care of her nieces and nephews. And again, kudos to those who do. Let's see. 8, end cards. End cards are those things at the end of a YouTube live that you want to include so people know what to watch next, so they can actually click on the end cards, and then you can redirect them to the series of videos. So I have a series about Vocalize So You Rise with Michael, about speaking out, going live with Cheeky Joe's, probably one of those two, PTSD. Those are series. And well, if you actually put the end cards in there, then people know where to go next. 9, use Google or books for research. Whether it's for titles or about trauma or about certain rights people have. It was kind of funny because I was talking about appreciation of life and limbs, and then something from, I guess, the UK or Ireland came up. I'm not sure, but it was about do no harm to others, don't do no harm to yourself. And it was also, there was something about appreciation for those who are dealing with trauma, and I mean the firefighters, paramedics, policemen. So that is kind of cool. And last but not least, number 10, the amount of people. So my Instagram subscribers has increased, so that's really cool. YouTube, it can improve a lot, and I was thinking, okay, maybe I should post the first 15 minutes of my YouTube on Instagram and see if people are going to watch this. So those were my 10 ideas about improving by consistently going live, in this case inspired by Evan Carmichael. So Laura said, I've only done one live with Angela. Hi Tanya, I need to be brave and do and get prepared because sometimes I don't know what to say. Well, Laura, you can always go live with me. I think I'm known to the people out there that I love doing lives, and I basically interview people. Joe can confirm it. Tanya can confirm it too. They're on there too. Then there was another question, where am I from? Well, I'm from the Netherlands. For some reason, I live on Eastern time. It's just more easily with all the people I'm working with. And I'm a night owl. So I like to do my stuff when it's quiet. No phone calls, no other people disturbing me. So, and I've always been a night owl, probably since I started working 24/7 shifts. Anyway, this was my take on 10 ideas, improvements you can do when you are consistent doing live videos And hopefully you appreciated this. Oh, and Joe says, yes, I never thought I would go live, but I did, and it does make you feel good talking. Well, I love going live with you, Joe. You know that every time. There's a thing between the people with the stories, and then of course, I have stories, but being a coach and a therapist and a trainer and whatever I am, there's not a one thing. Lately, we concluded that I'm basically an inclusion advocate. I like the term. I used to say I'm a mindset trip influencer because I take people on a trip in their mind and in real life. But that needs explanation, and I believe that inclusion advocate actually doesn't give the necessity for an explanation. And Tanya, thank you so much. She says, confirmed. Oh, hang on. Lady Lexi is great to go live. She will make you feel super comfortable. Thank you, Tanya. And there is Terry. Hello, Terry. Terry is one of those people I got to work with ever since I joined Evan. He was actually there just now on the gaming channel. And, well, I didn't list him when it came to the top 10, but at number 6 was partnering up, teaming with other people. And Terry is most certainly part of that too. And again, I'm someone who really has trouble giving away the control. Terry must know this. And it's kind of cool to be relying on other people, asking them, like, okay, what should I do? What do you think about this? Not just the collaboration, but also the brainstorming. And, even with every live, there are always ideas and inspiration I get out of it. So I guess I am going to stop this live unless someone wants to join me. So if you want to join me, send an invite. But otherwise, I just wanted to share my 10 ideas about going live consistently. So I guess I am going to stop this live unless someone wants to join me. So if you want to join me, send an invite. But otherwise, I just wanted to share my 10 ideas about going live consistently, and especially getting the ideas from working closely with Evan Carmichael, because that's one thing I have to say about him. If you become part of the Movement Makers family, he is the one who really wants to see you succeed. And he has easy access to him. And Laura, you don't know what to say, you get nervous. Well, that's the cool thing. I usually do the asking. So, having been a trainer and a coach, it's basically interviewing people. And, I randomly come up with questions, and I just like to know who you are and what you do and what makes you tick and what you get out of, for instance, going on Instagram and watching the videos, what you do on Instagram. So I know that you often comment, which I'm very grateful for. So you have all those little symbols on there, including butterflies and applause, and I love it. So you give the energy to people. So that's good. So Terry's going to join me. And Laura, that's so important. It's so important for the energy. It's so. And there's Terry. Hi
How's it
there.
going?
Yeah, she loves the butterflies. Yeah, I just was on the gaming channel. Well, you know this, that I was on the gaming channel. And Evan asked me what I got out of all the lives I did with Michael from Wheels and Warriors. So I I wrote down a bunch of things that I've started doing, and I came up with like 10 things. It's actually on here. I'm going to show you because I printed it. See?
Oh, look at that.
So, yeah, yeah. So here is actually Evan waving goodbye to the people. But this is all the things I put in the chat. And then for myself, I posted this video ideas after live with Evan. And my goal to get a couple of million subscribers too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I love it. That's pretty awesome.
yeah, I might get a big poster on the wall. But yeah, that's what I did. So how are you?
I'm doing good. Just kind of hanging out today, but I definitely, I can't not see you come online and not come in and say hello.
I love it. Well, you heard my statement. Number
Yeah.
6, partnering up with others, teaming up with others, and giving that control to others. Oh my God, I'm
hmm
horrible.
I struggle with that too. Believe me, it's one of those things to where I mean, look, you and I've talked. I mean, I've been a leader for over 30 years, and it's one of those things to where it even took me a while to really just kind of get used to giving up control. And here's what I learned about that. What I learned about that is that there's people that are better than me at doing what it is that they do than I am at doing, and I would only just get my way. So whenever you give up control, you're not really giving up control. What you're doing is you're so Bonnie come up with this great term, and I know she may not have been the originator of it, but it's called talent stacking, and it's basically you're gathering talent. So when I was a leader, I used to figure out who's good at what, who has talent, who has knowledge, skills, and experience. What are they good at? How can I use that, to the overall accomplishment of the goal, mission, task, whatever label you want to put on it. So think about it like that. You're not really giving up control. You're still leading. You're still managing. You're still doing all of those things. It's just that whenever people are better at doing something, it comes down to the speed in which you can do something, the efficiency in which you can do something. And there's still things that I suck at. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things that I suck at. There's things that I want to get done and I can't get them done because I suck at it. And that's the reason why I outsource that. So there's people that I work with where it's like, dude, I need you to do this. I can't do that, but I need your help. I got people that I rely on as well too.
Yeah, I love the idea of talent stacking. So this is also about the brainstorming. So I don't always want to be solely responsible for a show that we do with the two of us. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'm just going like, okay, do you have any ideas? Well, no. Actually, every time I always ask him, do you have any ideas? What do you want to talk about? What have you experienced? And then we come up with stuff. So what's Tanya saying? No need to control everything. Trusting others with the right task is liberating. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's so true. That's so true.
That's a
So
great word,
yeah,
liberating. Liberating is a great word because what that does is it frees you up to do other things that you're really good at. And believe me, there's time that I want back. There's time that I can't get back, and it's one of those things that, man, you get at this crossroads to where it's like, what's more important? Time, money, efficiency, skill. I mean, when you start weighing the cost of like a lot of this stuff, sometimes just giving up that control or that task is truly worth it.
yeah, that's absolutely true. So, Tanya, you want to come in and share a little something too? So, what would you say if you had like a top three of things that you've started doing consistently when it comes to live videos? I won't give you a top 10, but a top three maybe, or one thing specifically. And
I,
Tanya said
I,
yes, and by doing it, you can empower others. It's okay.
I think the important thing is, and this is what I truly believe, you hear a lot of the top people that do live streams and Instagram reels and YouTube and all these different things, and they say narrow it down to a niche. What's that like most narrowed down niche thing that you can do? And for me, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a few different niches, a few different markets, a few different ideas, but I like to look at it. I don't like to corner myself into a market, so to speak. So I like to look at the total concept. What are all of the total things that can go within the topic or the idea? And that allows you to be more creative. That allows you to brainstorm just a little bit more. So for me, the number one thing is allowing yourself to have the creative freedom to do what it is that, how can I say this? The allow yourself the creative freedom to not be cornered into one specific thing. Because I think when you do that, you really limit yourself, and you don't allow yourself to expand and to grow and to look at other opportunities, because you're like, oh, I'm just this, or oh, I'm only that. It's been said those are the two weakest words in the dictionary right there, is just and only. And I truly believe in that. They are the two weakest words in the dictionary, that when I hear people say just or only, I start to cringe. It's like, oh man, you're limiting yourself, because those are really limiting words. So for me, when it comes down to consistency on doing live streaming, it's really more about building the muscle, taking the action. That way I don't think about it. When I hear people say, I struggle to speak, I struggle to come up with ideas, I struggle to do this. Well, teamwork. You and I, we're collaborating. We are truly collaborating. And it's one of those things to where we feed off of each other. I say something, you get ideas. You say something, I get ideas. So it's one of those things to where when you're consistent with that and you can bounce ideas off of people, you start to develop content. You start to develop new ideas, new titles, new topics, new everything. And that's the power of being consistent with somebody else. So for me, it's about teamwork. When I talk to you, I learn, I grow. When I talk to Michael, same thing. Bonnie, same thing. No matter who it is, I always listen so that I can learn, so that I can create. So once again, I shared my 4 C's previously, which is consume, create, collaborate, contribute, collaborate. And when you do all that on a consistent basis, you will fill your library full of different things. You truly will. I think that's 2. So you asked me for 3.
Yeah. Between Sister Najira said, wow, she never heard that before. That was about the only and the just.
Oh yeah, those are 2 really weak, very limiting words. And I hear people say it, oh, I'm just this, or oh, it's only that. It's like, okay, well, if it's just that, then you won't mind me doing this. And I usually kind of add a little bit of perspective. Well, if it's only that, then you won't mind giving it to me, then will you? It's so always, when I hear people say those types of things, it truly does make me cringe, because I believe that, once again, they're limiting words. People say, oh, I'm just this. Well, gosh, you're so much more than that. And you just have to let that really shine through. You really have to create. You have to do all those different things that will allow the best parts of you to shine through. So when you limit yourself by saying, I'm just this, oh my goodness, man, it's, I can't do it.
So the top 2 we have is actually pretty cool, because we now have from limiting to liberation.
Mm-hmm. And I would say probably another one. So going live stream, once again, it creates content. So I would say that when you're consistent, it creates content. And when you're able to do exactly what you did earlier by gathering all of those ideas, those thoughts, that content, you can create something else with that. Like what you just have right there, that literally could be a book. It could be a course. It could be a series. It could be something. So think about what I said earlier about consuming, creating, collaborating, contributing. It all falls within that category right there. So as you're doing these things, as you're being consistent with it, keep in mind the future of how you're going to use that knowledge, the skills, the information, and how can you tie it into a book? How can you tie that into a course? How can you tie that into a program, a product, a service, a business? And as you are creating, keep in mind, Other people are watching, they're learning, they're listening. And what are you doing at that point? You're leading. You are mentoring. You are coaching, teaching, training, all these different labels. Because I always tell everybody, no matter where you are, there you are. People are listening. They're learning. They're sizing you up, so to speak. And it's like, man, what's this guy about? Man, what's this lady about? You know, it's one of those things. And I love it. And if you're consistent, especially with your messaging. So if you've been around me, you know that my messaging is pretty consistent within the things that I say, within the things that I do, because people hear different things differently at different times. They truly do. And when you're consistent, especially with your messaging, it starts to sink in. People start to get it differently. People start to understand it differently. It starts to resonate with people differently, because guess what? I'm a different person today than I was yesterday. So if you told me something yesterday, I might not have understood it. But today, that's a different story. And if you're consistent with that thing, ooh, I get it today.
Well, I like what you said, because you make me think of something. So two things. First of
Mm-hmm.
all, from limiting to liberation to
Mm.
building a library, being the leader.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
the one. But the other thing is, you always end with show up, show out, speak up, speak out. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, yeah, I of course say speak up, speak out, and share your voice, but I do not consistently end with it. So I
Mm-hmm.
probably should do that too, because I know your line by heart.
Well, see here, and it took me time to create that. Believe me, in the beginning, it was messy. It was an absolute mess. When we were building Unbreakable Stories, Bonnie and I had absolutely zero idea what we were doing, but it was fun. It was one of those things where I was like, you know what? I have no idea what we're going to do, how we're going to build this. It's like building an airplane in flight, but you know what? We're going to consistently show up. We're going to show up every single day, and we're just, whatever happens, happens. Whatever we say, we say. Whatever we do, we do. But we have to be consistent, because we was building that audience. We was building that message. We was creating that emotion each and every night. We was creating the audience. We was creating the know, like, and trust. And all of that falls into the category of consistency, because when you're consistent with all of that stuff, believe me, it takes time to build that know, like, and trust. And that's the important part of that. That's a truly important part of business right there. And I tell you what, people, I said something the other day, and it was truly profound, and it had something to do with out of sight, out of mind. If you're out of sight, you're out of mind. But if you're consistent and you continuously show up, people are going to remember that. They're going to remember you. And then what they're going to do is they're going to categorize that. I had somebody tell me the other day, it was like, man, I love your work ethic. And I didn't really think about it as a work ethic. I'm showing, here I am trying to limit myself. I'm showing up and I'm showing out, and I'm consistent with that. And someone tied that, or they attributed that to work ethic. For me, it's fun. It's like, gosh, I get to do this. I do this. And someone over here interpreted that as work ethic.
Good, good. I also love when you're going outside, literally
Mm-hmm.
doing your workout outside.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Yeah, we went outside today. I'm sunburnt today. Like, the top of my head is so red right now.
Yeah, I tell. Yeah, I need a little bit more sunlight. I'm getting pale again.
Yeah, and I took my shirt off today too, so everything's all burnt and red and
I
everything. So
know.
I was outside. I was playing soccer and basketball, so I took my kids over today, and we played basketball first, and then we ended up going out on the soccer field and playing soccer for a while, and then we came back to the house. So today was kind of an outdoorsy day.
Well, I did cycle a lot today. I went on
That's
a
awesome.
bicycle. Yeah, that's what I did. So it wasn't that warm. So it wasn't like t-shirt weather. Most people were wearing long sleeves and something, a little jacket,
Mm-hmm.
on top of it. Of course, I didn't. I only wore this, what I'm wearing right now outside. That's me.
Yeah, I just want to pause real quickly just to give a quick shout out to Sister Naira here. So she's a friend of mine, and I've worked with her on a couple of different things, and she is truly phenomenal. And she has a new book that recently came out here not too long ago. So I just wanted to pause very quickly just to give a quick shout out to Sister Naira.
Well, you heard it. Sister Najira. And of course, we need to know the title of the book.
The title of oh my goodness, it is, I have it here. It is Repair of the Black Family.
Repair the Black Family. Okay.
Yep.
Well, we'll be
So,
nice
my
to hear
goodness,
what
I was trying to bring up the website because it's been a while since I looked at the website. Repairtheblackfamilybook.com.
Okay.
Yep, I had to look that one up again. Repair of the blackfamilybook.com.
You heard it here. Well, probably not first, but Repair of the Black Family Anthology, she says.
Mm-hmm. I have my copy of the book. I got the ebook version of that. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, there's a lot of stories in there that when you get that book and you read that, you're going to get a lot of different perspectives. You truly are, and that's the power of the collaboration and putting all those wonderful minds together, is that you get different stories, different perspective, different knowledge, skills, experiences. But at the end of that, it has a common theme and a common goal in mind, and that's the ultimate repair of the Black family.
Yeah, that's so true. So, Sister Najira, did you actually also do a little live showing people how you came to write that book? I'm kind of curious. Maybe you could do live about it. She says yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's building community.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it all starts right there with the family, and anything and everything that you do, it begins with family. It starts with family, because think about it. As we were growing up, we grew up in a family environment, and that was our initial education. That was our initial background. That was our initial values. Our values, it started right there with the family. And as we grew older, we started learning those values, but it started with the family. And then we learned certain things within school. Then we learned things with the school of hard knocks, otherwise called life. And and that's where it really gets fun and interesting. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Sister Naira, a truly phenomenal woman. And if she does have time, not sure if you have time, if she wanted to come in and maybe give a quick plug or answer a couple of questions.
yeah, she's welcome to join. She says you are so supportive to my mission. Thank you. And she says I'm grateful. So as you may know, I come from a mixed background. My mom is the Indonesian one from the Dutch Indonesian one. That's why I've got the dark brown eyes. And then, of course, my father was the Dutch one, the blonde hair and the blue eyes. Well, actually, he had brown greenish eyes. You now have a mixed family too, because you married a woman. She's from Mexico, right?
No, South America. She's from Panama.
South America. Okay, so your kids, they are, I don't think they're blonde, they're all dark, right?
They're brown, yeah. They're a little bit dark. They're mixed, so they're not like fully white, but they're not fully brown either. So they're like right in that middle, like mocha flavored. I don't know. They're like mocha.
All my nieces and nephews, they actually have like brown hair, but they all have the brown eyes.
Both of my kids have purple hair. We colored their hair.
Oh, that's cool.
And of course, my hair's red. I have red hair.
Yeah.
I'm playing. I got a sunburn. That's the reason why I said I got red hair, because I got a sunburn. No, actually, but believe it or not, when I was growing up, I had blonde hair when I was younger. And as I got older, it got a little bit darker, and that's kind of a fun fact that a lot of people don't really understand, is that I actually grew up at blonde hair, blue eyes. And as I got older,
up around too. Sister Najira and Tanya, no, Tanya was cooking, so she doesn't want to join. Says, but if you want to join, just send the invite. Yeah,
and now I have gray hair, so it's one of those things that I try not to let this grow out, because if I let that grow out, it's gray.
So good to see you.
Yeah, I see Drew there. Hey, good game tonight, man. I watched a little bit of it, and
I no clue what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I still have no clue, but I just listened to all the screams and the cry outs from Drew and Evan and
See, family.
Terry.
Hey, everybody. Terry, how are you, my dear beautiful sister? I am so happy to be here with you.
So good to see
Yeah.
you. So you're, yeah, there
Thank you for giving me a
again.
shout out. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I always greatly appreciate supporting Sister Naira here in her book, and having her come on here to share her book. I just first and foremost, I really just want you to share the inspiration behind the book, and what is the overall goal and mission with the book.
Absolutely. So, the inspiration for the book is, me personally and my desire to repair my family. I know
Hmm.
we all have a story and we all have our backgrounds, we all have our cultures, but what I went through as a child, going through domestic violence in my home, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, but understanding as I got later on in life that these was conditions of the family, conditions of my mother, conditions of my father, but it wasn't really them as a spiritual human being, right? But because I went through all of these traumatic instances, I wanted a change not only for myself, but my future generations. I wanted
Hmm.
to help to heal my mother. How do I heal my mother? Heal
Hmm.
myself, right? My grandmother heal myself. How do I help my children, my daughters heal myself, right? Because everyone is affected by my own personal healing. So I wanted to change
Hmm.
the narrative. And I
Hmm.
understood that to repair the black family is the contribution to repair humanity. So that is
Hmm.
the story behind my story. I mean, it goes a lot deeper, right? It's so much
Hmm.
more. One of the pivoting points in my life is that my father, he passed away in prison. And on his last few days, he said, every man in my family could have made it to the top, but we allowed drugs and
Hmm.
alcohol and jail and criminality to take away from who we really are. And if I have to lay down my life here, I'm willing to do that. Well, that changed the
Hmm.
dynamics. No more men in our family went to prison after that, right? So, in
Good.
honor of him, I took that as a mission
Hmm.
and taking it out into the world to be able to, help to heal generational traumas, dramas, limiting beliefs, and self sabotaging behaviors by taking responsibility. We have
Hmm.
to take
Yeah.
responsibility for our own healing. And so, what do? You take different perspectives from different walks of life, different regions, different time zones, right? But
Hmm.
it's a universal theme, and that theme is that we shall overcome. We will
Hmm.
overcome. But how do you overcome? You got to tell your story from a place of being healed.
Hmm.
So we had
I
to
Yes.
love
go
it.
through something to overcome something. So that's the basis of the book. It's 33. It's myself as the visionary author. It's 33, 32 other co-authors from, like I said, from
Hmm.
different parts of the world coming together with 99 suggested solutions on how to repair the black family, which will help repair humanity.
Well, it sounds like it's not only limited to the black people out there
No.
and to the black family. I mean, when it comes to trauma and drinking and abuse and all that stuff, that applies to all walks of life, and that's one of the reasons why I always my passion and my mission is to give people a voice, so to
Yes.
help them speak up and speak out. And
Yes.
I get into the topic. So on Wednesday, I go live on YouTube and then I talk about things like PTSD and addiction and all that stuff, because I know how prone people are to numbing themselves when they have experienced traumatic experiences, especially when passed on from generation to generation.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're absolutely right. No, it's not limited to us. But I had to start with us, right? Because
Hmm.
I come from
Yeah,
amongst
sure.
us. And so when you can speak into everybody, but start with, I had to start with my family. Does that make sense? So you are
Yeah.
absolutely right. Anyone can pick up the book. anyone can experience the heal. I call it the healing bomb, right? Anyone can experience. Anyone can take the stories, and guess what? You will find yourself in the book, regardless to race, class, creed, or color. You will find something similar to your family and what you had to overcome, or what another family has had to overcome. And so, but as a voice for my people, my culture, people can say, well, damn, Sister Naira, you went through that. And oh my gosh, you look at my life, but you wouldn't know that I went through the things that I went through. But I had to put it in a book. Then I had to be the one to say, you know what? No, we're not playing victim anymore. No,
That's
let me say that. I don't want to say play. That's the wrong word. We're not the victims anymore. We are victorious. And how are we victorious? Because we had to take responsibility. These things truly happened in my family, but I decided to change the narrative.
love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Changing the narrative. And yes, all about taking responsibility. Terry, what did you want to add?
Yeah, I just want to
Thank you so
say
very much. I appreciate you.
you are absolutely welcome. I just want to say, first and foremost, congratulations on the launch of your book. I remember talking to you like months ago about, get ready for the launch, getting the book ready, the book cover, the chapters, the authors, all these different things that go into launching a book. And I know, I mean, I've launched several books and I know everything that goes behind it, but I just want to say congratulations on your success. It was a truly phenomenal launch. I truly enjoyed watching it from the outside, but I felt like I was a part of it as well
You are
too.
part of it.
And and
you
and
you
I
counseled
love
me
it.
on the back end. You gave me so many wonderful tips because I got very frustrated. Right? You talk about using a voice. I lost my voice in the process. Right? So I had to step up and step in the courage and understand that every single person had a part in the success. And now the book is a bestseller on Amazon. And
I
so,
love it.
yeah, so you definitely help with that. And again, this was another breaking one of those limiting beliefs. Like no one in my family wrote a book before. No one. You know, so thank you, Terry, and just thank you all just for even sharing this platform. It means so much to me because we're all are working towards a universal change, a universal government, right? And we have to have allies in doing this work. So Terry, and now I'm just meeting my beautiful sister. You are an ally to the work, and I appreciate you.
I love it, and I look forward to sharing that in Unbreakable Stories as well too. I mean, I know that you've done it all. You shared your unbreakable story. You shared with the world that you are truly unbreakable. I wish you all the best, continued success, and man, I tell you, I have truly enjoyed watching your journey.
Yes, yes. Thank you, my beautiful sister. And next time I'll see you. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you. So Terry, do you have like a book on Amazon too? People can
Yeah.
purchase?
I have several books on it. All my books are on Amazon. And so all of my books that I have currently, the easiest way to get a hold of me is just to go straight to my website. So if you go on my Instagram here, terrywadethompson.com, you'll get over to my website. You'll see everything that I got going on. So I have all of my books over there. I've got my journal. I've got my courses, training programs. I've got change makers over there. Everything that I'm doing is right there on terrywadethompson.com.
Okay. So if there's one thing, one book you would mention that for you describes a journey or is life-changing or gets into mindsets, what would that one book be?
Of mine or somebody else's?
Yours.
Of mine, Leadership Solved. And here's the reason why I say Leadership Solved, because it was the first book that I wrote. And it was, there's a concept within Leadership Solved where I talk about that is actually inspiration for the book that I'm currently writing right now. So I got a book that's not released yet. It's coming out. Don't know when, so don't ask what date yet. I'm still in the process of building out the stories and the ideas and the concepts that goes behind it. But it was geared around a concept that I call the 5 rights. And in my book, Leadership Solved, I talked about the 5 rights. If you want to achieve success within anything that you do here within this life, you will adhere to the 5 rights. If you adhere to the 5 rights, you will never be wrong. And it's be at the right place, at the right time, with the right information, the right knowledge, the right attitude, and the right action. Anything, and I mean anything and everything within this life will literally fall into one of those 5 categories right there. So That's what I'm doing. I'm taking those 5 rights. I'm writing a book called The 5 Rights, and everything, all the stories that I'm creating are bent around one of those 5 rights and how it ties together. And if you didn't do one of the things right, well, this is the reason why you failed. So I'm piecing all of this together into that next book. But I would say Leadership Solved. And right now on my website, terrywadethompson.com, you can actually get a copy of Leadership Solved 100% absolutely for free. I have an upsell for the audiobook for 99 cents. You're not going to get that anywhere else because that book is available on Audible, and it's available on Audible for like, I don't know, $8 or something like that. But you can get it on my website for only 99 cents.
Yeah,
So
here, terrywadethompson.com.
terrywadethompson.com.
That's so cool. I would love to do a video about the 5 rights because it sounds amazing about the 5 rights, being at the right time, right place, taking right action, and I miss 2.
So it's be at the right place at the right time with the right information, the right resources, the right attitude, and the right action.
Okay, resources and attitude. That's
And resources is a really big one because there's a lot of things that falls into resources. And time and place are a resource. People are a resource. Money is a resource. Equipment is a resource. And it's one of those things to where there's so many good examples of like not having the right resources. That was the leading factor of why someone failed or why someone succeeded. And ultimately, here's what I ultimately think that it ultimately comes down to. You could be at the right place at the right time. You could have all the right information. You can have all the right resources. But if you don't have the right attitude and the right action, it's not going to happen for you. And if you ask me what the 2 most important aspects of the 5 rights are, it's attitude and action.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The attitude also drives you to action if you have the right attitude. So, but without action, nothing will change. Laura also says the people, of course.
People's a resource.
We can't get anywhere. So that's such an important part of the resources. So, well, I've published my book, the ebook, Uncover Your Mindset. I actually wrote it like in 2012. So I got it re-released, and now I'm busy doing the audio book. And also doing some videos around the whole thing, around the whole publishing, because there's a lot of stuff involved in it. And I'm also thinking, and that's because of you, so to the road to freedom, to write that one. So that's basically about what happened starting probably early in my life, and then which went forward in 2018 when I started traveling.
And there's a lot of ways to look at a book as well too. And I'll tell you right now, here's what I've noticed over the years. Now I've worked with many authors throughout the years. I've been doing book promotion and marketing for 10 years. And I have several websites that are geared around book promotion and marketing and graphics design and book trailers. Matter of fact, just before I got in here, I was working on a book trailer on another computer over there because I'm creating a book trailer for someone. It's like a movie trailer, but it's for a book. So it's a book trailer. And I've been doing that for 10 years. And it's one of those things to where a lot of authors they don't believe in themselves enough. They truly don't. They think that they can publish something on Amazon and Amazon's going to take care of the rest. But that's further from the truth. It's one of those things to where you have to be your own biggest fan about your book. But here's where I wanted to go with that. Keep this in mind. Seth Godin said different people do different things differently. Different people consume different things differently. Different people understand different things differently. So as you're writing a book, think about the different opportunities that you have with that book. A book is literally a tool. It's a device. But it's one way in which people can consume your content. So when you do an ebook, do a paperback, do an audio book, do a video book. How many authors are out there do you really see doing actual video books? I mean, reading your book and then basically you're giving access. So let's say, for example, if you come to terrywadethompson.com, and now this isn't true, but I'm giving you an example, and it's something that I'm working on. Imagine you come to a website. let's say, for example, ladylexi.com, okay, and you have your ebook, or you have a package put together to where people can pay, I don't know, $7. And when they pay the $7, they get access to the ebook, the audio book, the video book, a private Facebook group, personal coaching, teaching, training, mentoring by you. You see how you did the value stack right there? I just literally built a value stack for you right there to where now, instead of going to Amazon and buying a book on Amazon, you're now driving want, need, and desire over to your website to where now you have multiple ways. Like I said, Seth Godin said this, different people consume different things differently. And when you create those different things for people to consume differently, guess what? They're going to buy from your website versus Amazon. Here's what I teach authors, and I've been coaching, teaching authors for years. I've worked with New York Times bestsellers. I've worked with USA Today bestsellers. I've worked with international bestsellers, Amazon, but you name it, I've worked with bestsellers. But you know what? Here's what I want to be. I don't necessarily want to be a New York Times bestseller. I don't want to be a USA Today bestseller. You know what I want to be? I want to be a Terry Thompson bestseller. And when I train authors, that's exactly what I teach them. Attitude. That attitude of, you know what? I'm a Sister Naira best-selling author. And when you believe in yourself, when you have faith in yourself and you create that product, you put that thing out there and you believe in it, people will come up. They will show up. I would much rather have people buy directly from me on Terry Wade Thompson than Amazon, because you know why? Amazon, when you publish a 99-cent ebook on Amazon, guess what? Amazon takes 65% of that. You get 35%. They force you to raise your prices on their website just so that they can get more of the cut and you get less of the cut. Now, here's the interesting part. The interesting part is that as you raise your prices, you start to get the higher cut. So that's the reason why they force you. So if you raise your book prices up higher, you get 75% and Amazon gets 25%. So they force you to raise your prices. Now, over on my website, I'll give you a great example. On my website, I can give you my book, Leadership Solved Absolutely Free. I got an order bump for the audio book for 99 cents. Well, you can go buy my ebook, my audio book on Audible for like $8, but you can buy it for me on my website for 99 cents. You see, I'd rather be a Terry Wade Thompson best-selling author than an Amazon best-selling author or an Audible best-selling author or whatever other label. I believe in myself, and I bet on me.
I see all these comments like good lesson, truth. Tanya also said like attitude and action. Those are the two words I want to take with me. By the way, did you know that I actually have a couple of videos from the first chapters on my YouTube channel from the book?
Mm-hmm. I did the same thing. I got a lot of videos on my YouTube channel where I'm reading sections from my books.
Yeah, so that's cool. So we think alike. I like that.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to wrap it up.
Awesome.
You are going to get in really shortly, I believe. But
yeah,
I love it.
because I got to get ready to go to bed here very shortly as well. It's 10 o'clock here, so and I got to get up in the morning and go do some stuff.
Night right here. So and Rosie says their leadership book is amazing, highly recommended. So it's
Awesome,
funny.
thank you, Rosie.
From the 10 things I learned about going live consistently, to we were talking about culture, we've been talking about books, we've been talking about the 5 rights. I mean, wow. I probably forgot some things, but we've talked about a lot of stuff. So
go back and watch the replay. If you miss anything, go back and watch the replay.
Yeah, I'll probably hack it up in a couple of YouTube videos. So Sister Najira has her own YouTube video because I think she deserves it. And yeah, and I'll just put it on there. I mean, I love the whole thing. So I'm going to wish you a good night. Everyone out there, have a great night. And for those who want to do a live with me, just do it, because I'm always curious what people want to share are about, what makes them tick. Laura, that includes you too, and of course Sister Jira too. Tanya knows it already. Cheeky Joe knows it. You know it. So, any last words from you?
Yeah, just one quick plug here. So on the first, that's what, in like 2 days from now? Yep, the first. We are going live with Evan Carmichael on Clubhouse at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you're a part of Movement Makers, you're already going to join us live. But anybody watching the replay, don't forget, if you're on Clubhouse on the 1st of June here,
That's on the web.
it's Wednesday. So Wednesday night, the 1st of June at 7 p.m. Eastern, we are going live with Evan Carmichael on Clubhouse in the Unbreakable Stories Club on Clubhouse. So if you're a part of Clubhouse, get on over there and join us.
Yeah, that probably means that I'm going to do my live on Wednesday an hour earlier. Mm-hmm. So normally it's at the same time, and I'm already shifting it like ahead of time. So my time is normally at 1 o'clock at night. So I'm starting to go live at midnight instead. So that's at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And I can actually be part of it. That would be cool. So that's
you can always be a part of it.
Yeah. I did all the work. So lots of collaborations, and for some reason I'm talking about consistency right now as well. But it's a major theme. So, well,
I love it.
For me, the big takeaway probably is number 6, which is the collaboration. The teamwork, and also the brainstorming, and what we've been doing just right now, whether it's talking to you or Sister Najira, you also promoting her, but also all the comments out there, whether it's from Tanya or from Cheeky Joe or from Laura. I love it. So
awesome. All right, Lexi, thank you very much, and I will see you later.
I was live. I was on the gaming channel with Evan Carmichael, and he asked me what I got out of doing my 15 lives, my 15 shows with Mike Hummel from Wheels and Warriors. So I listed that at the beginning of the video.